What happens here every day is I simply pick up the camera, turn it on and start shooting. And that's most of the time how the content of this vlog is created. Sometimes we do go with a preconceived idea or two. And
you do?
Yeah, like yesterday, pumpkin smashing.
Oh.
It didn't just happen, you know, we had to plan it a little bit.
We had a pumpkin to smash and somebody had to do it.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Most of the time it's simply our life. And that's how the content of this, sometimes Blondie picks up on random stuff. That's how the content is created. But then sometimes the ideas come to us from outside. In the case of today's vlog, the idea comes from another YouTuber, the Badass Homesteader, because yesterday he posted this video.
Hey everybody, 2016 is almost over and everyone is in the mood of reflecting on what they want to do better next year. And I wanted to ask you all some questions, and it would also be awesome to get some of you YouTubers to do a video response and a call out to others.
And that answers the question of what our today's vlog is going to be about. You can't hide. So basically, we were called out.
Alrighty, so my call outs: the Big Family Homestead, Dirt Patch Heaven, and we are going somewhere.
Before this beautiful sunset is over and before this beautiful day is over, we have like 10 minutes left to do this, because the sun is going to disappear. Of course, we are going to respond, so this is our video response to the Badass Homesteaders yesterday's post. And before we start with the questions, here are our 3 call outs. So our first call out is of course Jerry Colindres. Jerry, my man, I know you're up for this kind of stuff. You will probably enjoy answering those questions, maybe together with Samantha. Knowing you so far from your online content, you will probably enjoy this. Second call out is Andrew and Katie from the Tew Review. You guys have an amazing channel, you're awesome editors, beautiful content, very well done. We just connected with you recently because you actually found us. How awesome to work on this together. Hopefully you will post your response to this. And the third is Sarah Dici. This is probably a far reach. I realize chances are low Sarah may not even ever see this video or pay attention to it. But on the other hand, if you don't aim high, you never get the good prizes, right? Hopefully we're starting a chain reaction here and this will keep going. Good idea, Badass Homesteader. And now our answers to the Badass Homesteaders questions. So the first question was,
what would you do if you only had 1 year, month, week left to live?
What would I do? I would go into massive amounts of debt and just do all of the stuff that I've always wanted to do, instead of saying, oh, of course, I mean, this is so basic. Instead of saying, oh, I'll do this tomorrow, do it today.
you just go through your bucket list right away.
Yeah.
Like you drop everything and start doing what
That's one
you
thing.
always wanted to do.
That's one thing. Do all of the things that I always wanted to do. I would also try to reach out to everybody who had ever been important to me in my life and let them know what they meant to me, because sometimes I think we don't specifically say it. We just assume the people know, and they don't necessarily know. So I would reach out to all of them, and I would want to do something. I don't know what it is, like create something or write something that I could leave behind so people could look at it and think of me.
I will answer this question this way. If I, let's say, knew I only have 1 month left, I would pick one thing from my bucket list and do it really well. So it's either this long-term featured movie that I always wanted to do, I don't know if it's possible to realize in a month, or that one special trip like Alaska or Thailand or Vietnam, or one of the places on the bucket list that is very long, or some other creative thing, as you say, that would leave some mark. Losing the sun, so adjusting exposure. The second question was,
what advice would your happier 80-year-old self give to you?
I'm gonna start with this one by saying this. First of all, I would have to live to be 80 years old. That's a long way. I'm halfway there pretty much. So I don't know what I would say completely. I know what I would say back to myself as my 42-year-old self right now, and that would be, don't hold back, David. I've had several ideas throughout my life that were never realized, and they were good ideas, and I know they were good because I can look back right now, you know, like should have bought that Apple stock, should have done the daily vlogging way earlier in my life. I've been thinking about this was at the back of my head for so long, and I never realized it. And it's so much fun to be doing this every day. It really is. So I wish I did that earlier. And several others ideas, basically all circling around creative visual arts.
First of all, I'd be like, wow, you should have stopped worrying back when you were 35 because here you are at 80. But if I went back from my 35-year-old self to tell my younger self things, I would tell myself, I'd probably tell myself to go to college about something that would help us in business now, like go to business college. Not necessarily, because I would not want to be a doctor or change what I do now. I would just want to make more money doing what we do now. I would invent Facebook. Didn't we already talk about that?
The third question was,
what are you going to do in 2017 to action that advice from your happier 80-year-old self?
I think number one thing, and I actually started doing some of this and I didn't tell you about it, is I feel like you should write these things down, because you can sit here and talk about it on a camera and vaguely think, oh, I think I would do this. But then in like a couple of days, I'm going to forget this conversation. And I feel like if you write something down, you're constantly looking back at the note and thinking about it and focusing on it and knowing this is a goal that I want to do. So don't forget about it every day. Because, I mean, you very well know we get wrapped up in editing and everything else. And then the next thing you know, a week is over and you're like, forgot everything you wanted to do that
this
week.
goes back exactly to what I was just talking about. I think in my so far life, in US at least for the past 15 years, I got so wrapped up in being wedding photographer and shooting all these weddings and taking all the work I could possibly handle and some I couldn't handle, that there was never time or energy left for realizing those extra projects that actually make your heart grow, to put it this way. I hope you guys know what I mean. And that was wrong. That was not the best thing to do. I think I can do better. So in 2017, I'm going to push harder with the vlog, and I'm going to try really hard to actually realize some of those, at least filmmaking ideas that I've had before. You know, what we talked about recently, the new show. There's a lot of ideas, and I think some of them are not that difficult to realize. So that's my answer to this third question. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this short episode. Please join us again tomorrow. Another vlog is coming your way. And again, Badass Homesteader, thank you so much for coming up with the idea. That was a good one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Someone help me up, for God's sakes.